with Dr. Nasir. I'm sure that you were hearing Norman Floyd-Barnes' assessment of the issue. It's only been 7 days of the year, and by the 7 days, the entire geopolitical hemisphere has changed. We see how Nicolas Maduro and his spouse has been captured by the U.S. military forces. The operation did not last more than a couple of minutes, and he was taken in by the USS Iwo Jima amphibious carrier. And the latest news regarding this issue was Nicolas Maduro pleading not guilty at a New York court. So I want to ask you how the geopolitical hemisphere has changed. The year has begun with acts of aggression. How do you feel?
Thank you, Pranto, and warm greetings to our co-panelist David Norman from Washington and my dear viewers. You have very rightly said that all on a sudden, at the beginning of the second quarter of the century, we had just finished the first quarter of the 21st century on last 31st December,
right.
And beginning of the second quarter of the century really started, I should say, not very well. It was a sudden blow onto the total peace process in the entire world. We had been hoping that there will be end to the war in Ukraine, there will be some peace in Gaza, and ultimately we may move towards some peace process globally. But this particular sudden blow on Venezuela, it totally changed our mindset, and I should say have shaken the whole world, as you have rightly corrected out. So in one sense, this particular attack was not unpredicted. You know, from 2018 to 2022, there had been a wave of leaning towards the socialism in some of the countries around America. And this particular movement was known as the second pink wave or the second pink movement or tide. And this from Venezuela, Chavez Hugo, from Brazil, Lula, from Honduras, Evo, from Bolivia, Rafael, and from Cristina and Néstor from Argentina.
Yes.
Though they all had been quite frequently talking about oppression of the Western Bloc towards some of the countries like Iran and other countries which were hostile to USA. So
right.
that was the time from since 2022, it was quite obvious that going to be something in some of the countries of this nature. And this particular capture of some president or his spouse or his associates is not new for the purpose of USA. You know, Panama incident that happened,
yes.
and many of the, in Cuba also they tried but could not succeed. So there had been attempt many a times like this, and particular USA is militarily very expert on this issue. If you talk about the killing of Laden or taking him out from Pakistan or rescuing the hostages in Iran, some of the nurses and other in the embassy
right.
of Iran. So this sort of sudden attack by the US team, especially the mariners, is something not new. The way Trump, as you have said, that there had been night operation and it lasted for a few minutes. Though Donald Trump is taking heavy claim that it was a very successful military operation, unseen, unheard in the history of military, but as a soldier, professionally I was a soldier, I should say this is no credit in this. In the hours of darkness you start bombing, and suddenly a country which is not prepared for a war at all, you are capturing the president of that country from a particular place or a particular secured position or key point installation.
Right.
That doesn't give any credit to the American army in that way, to be very honest. Had it been you could capture the North Korean president from that particular place, I should have given you the credit. If you could capture Iranian president, I could give you the that credit. If you could launch a war against the Russia or the China, you could say, yes, USA is showing its muscle or its power.
Right.
Now, capturing a particular country like Venezuela, and after that you are terming that its oil field will be controlled by you, that means that it is totally a unprofessional, unethical, and I should say, unexpected move from a giant country like USA. Now you see this particular attack justifies attack of Russia on Ukraine. It
yes.
justifies China's claim on Taiwan. It justifies whatever has happened in Gaza by Israel is justified. So tomorrow there may be any other small country being captured by some other country. Even I will not be surprised if Bangladesh is under attack from some of the big powers for any reason. Just a hypothesis that everything is justified in this world if USA is backing up. So that is the scenario in the world now.